All right, fellas, I want to jump on here this morning. Boy, I tell you what, we've got a lot of wind going on outside. We've got some storms moving in this afternoon, and they say it's going to get pretty rough. So I want to get out here and finish all this up this morning, so I don't have to deal with the weather this afternoon. So, but I tell you what, guys, you know that 54 pickup I've been working on? I was kind of trying to make it look like a Pikes Peak truck. Well, I got that sucker done. Yeah, I finished her up this morning. I think she turned out pretty tough looking. I am really satisfied with it. The body kit that I got from Texas 3D Customs fit pretty good. I initially thought it fit really perfect in my opinion, but once I got the actually gluing it on, it didn't fit as quite as good as I thought, but it fits okay. So I'm satisfied with it. That's all that counts, I guess. But I got that sucker done, and you know, I ended up going with a color that I put on my 34 Ford Coupe drag car. If y'all remember that one, and I'll show you here in a minute what I mean. But let me get y'all turned around here because I got this sucker done, and I want to show y'all what it looks like. So hang on, boys. We're going to turn you around here. All right, fellas. It might look good outside right now with the sunshine, but those storms are moving in this afternoon, so I'm going to have to batten down the hatchets, and I wanted to get this video done this morning before the storm hits this afternoon. But let's get over here, guys. I'm wanting to show you guys this thing here, man. Let me spin the sucker around. This is that 50 Ford pickup, that right there. I bought that one because I seen Texas 3D Customs had a body kit for this, and they had it labeled Pikes Peak. So, man, check it out. I think this thing just turned out tough looking, man. I kind of struggled over decals. I didn't want to overload it, and I didn't want anything to do with, you know, hot rod or street rod cars, you know, the normal decals you might see, you know, the STP, the hooker headers, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to keep it kind of tamed down a little bit. The only thing I didn't use on this body kit was, let me show you here, these pieces here. They actually go down onto the side of the running boards there, but this one had what I call a short shot. Let me get this in my hand here where the camera will pick it up. See that short shot there? Right there. So it didn't fill all the way out, so I decided not to use those anyway. But I think it looks okay the way it came out. I put a decal down there and kind of dressed her up a little bit, and see who's driving this Pikes Peak truck. Yeah, buddy, that's a hack. Everything on this truck, the chrome, has been blacked out. Now, let's go over the paint that I used on this fella. Let me first show you. I told you earlier that I painted this the same color as my 34 Ford Coupe drag car. Well, that's the one I did right there. That is painted the same as this. I thought it just looked so cool. And I didn't even realize it, but this truck that they show on Texas 3D Customs website for this body kit, their truck that they're showing is, yep, about the same color. I didn't even realize it, but turned out pretty cool. That's the paint that I use. That's the Tamiya light gray fine surface primer. And then, of course, I clear everything with the Tamiya X22 clear. That's my go-to stuff. Let's look here. The wheel backs, I got those out of the parts box. They turned out pretty cool looking. I did those, and the tubes and everything on the engine in this Tamiya's TS88 titanium silver. That came out pretty good. And all the black on the truck, everything that you see that's black, was painted with the Tamiya's TS29 semi-gloss black. And then the wheels and tires, they also came from Texas 3D Customs because of the picture they show on their website of this truck with the body kit on it. It has these wheels and tires, and I just thought they looked pretty good, so I went ahead and bought them. But if you look, it's hard to tell, but the tires were just too black and too shiny. They just didn't look realistic. So I always paint my tires with this TS82 rubber black. And that always does a pretty good job. I think it come out pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what, I got lucky that flare on the front, it just barely sits up off the ground. I'll show you here in a little bit, guys. I'll pull this off this whirly jigger here and stick her on the bench, and we'll see how low that sucker is. But man, this thing just come out tough, didn't it? I think it did. I struggled over a number to put on this. I wanted a number on the door, and I didn't really have a whole lot to choose from. And the one that I did find, it was a number 52, but it was just a little bit too big. So I went with this number 139, and I wanted something a little bit different to kind of break up all that black. So, you know, that is actually, it's a dark green, and it did a pretty good job. This morning I finished up, got those nitrous bottles in there. Yeah, this old boy, he's running that Ford 7.3 diesel power stroke engine. So when he hits those straightaways up there at Pikes Peak where they can get up to over 100 miles an hour, he's hitting her with that nitrous to knock some of those seconds off the time. This thing's got a big old piece on the back here to help with the wind and everything. And I'm digging that big old fin in the back. That's just tough looking. And the bar in the back with the radiator there. Just a tough looking ride, I think. Let me get my seat up here a little bit closer, guys. I think I'm falling off my perch. I decided to stick some decals on the window. I thought that would kind of add a little bit to it there, and I think it turned out all right. This is the, let me see if I've still got it here, fellas, so we can take a look. I mean, there it is right there. That engine right there, that's that Ford 7.3 Power Stroke diesel, and that comes from the Iceman right there. It comes with the radiator and everything. It's pretty cool. You guys, I'm gonna tell you a little story here about this engine. When I got it built, I had it on a stand, I'm looking at it, and I happened to look over in my spray booth area, and I saw the pulley system over there, and I'm thinking, uh-oh. So I actually had to pull that engine. I already had it glued in there. And I have no clue how I missed that. I really don't, guys. Too much coffee in the morning, I guess. But I had to pull that sucker back out of there, break the front of everything off the front of the engine. Of course, all these tubes and everything popped off. But I had to get that pulley system down in there, and I got her in there, and I think it turned out okay. But man, I tell you what, that was a chore. I smoothed out the firewall and added some decals up there. I had to cut the firewall down in there to allow one of those tubes off the turbos there to pass by. But I think it fit in there pretty good. Just tough looking. I'm digging it. Yeah, like I said, I got those nitrous bottles in there. I just got those in there this morning. Put the decals on them. Those also come from the Iceman. You get two different sizes. The other ones are, I've got two left and they're smaller. But these were the bigger ones, and I decided to make some brackets for them where the bottles look like they're secured to the bed of the truck, and then I put the hoses on them, and those lead back up to that big old diesel engine up here. Guys, I think she turned out pretty tough looking. Like I said, I didn't want to put a ton of decals on this. I got some up here on this big fin. And they really didn't do anything on the back. But I think she just come out tough looking, guys. I don't know if you can see, I did paint those turn signal lights up there. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm gonna pull this off, and we're gonna set it on the bench and see how it actually, really how low it is. So hang on, guys. All right, guys, here we are back. Look how low. Man, that thing it is low. But of course, that's what you want when you run Pikes Peak and you're hitting those long straightaways. You want this thing down low, especially when you go around all those, I think it's 156, 157 turns. You want this thing low so you can hit those turns at a higher speed. Man, I think it just come out tough looking. I think it's got a really good stance to it. I was really pleased with how it came out. It's low, it's got a slight rake to it, kind of shovel that front end down to the ground there. But guys, I think she came out pretty tough looking. I'm really pleased with it. It's another one that's going to go on the bench, and we're going to move on to the next one, fellas. So guys, that is my 1954 pickup monogram kit turned into a Pikes Peak runner, diesel powered, running nitrous. All right, fellas, I think that's about it. I'm done.